Hello everyone, this is Eric with Custom Home Painters of Cheyenne. We are kind of on a two-part series on how to cut a straight line or how to paint a straight line. Last week we talked about how to hold a brush. How to hold a brush is a very important part on having control of your brush in order to paint those sharp lines, okay? What we went over is you want to hold it a lot like a pencil. If you were signing your name with the pencil, you want to hold it close to the graphite, and the same thing with the brush is you want to hold it up close here, just like a pencil, with your index finger up on top, like a brush there, okay? You also have this pointed edge. This is an angled sash brush, and you want this to be your trailing edge, okay? So this point is going to be what's going to be your trailing edge. You always want to drag the brush. You never want to push it up. You always are dragging or pulling it to get those sharp lines. So what we're going to do is I'm going to dip some paint here, and we'll give it a shot. Before I do that though, what I want to tell everyone is you want to always cut with your paintbrush parallel to your trim versus like this, okay? This is going to be the most accurate way to have your brush. And you also want to put pressure on the wall. So I'm actually going to bend those bristles a little bit, and that little bit of pressure will allow me to have a lot more control when I'm going to start drawing the line. The third thing I'm going to do is what I'm actually not going to do is I'm not going to brush. A lot of people, they want to brush because, you know, we're painting, right? You actually don't want to do that because you have to find your line every time. Once I get my line, I want to drag out or draw that line as far as I possibly can without ever lifting up my brush, okay? So it's important to get a little bit of paint on your bristles for that, so you can draw it out, okay? So I have just a little bit of paint here, and what I'm going to do is I've already drawn out this line here. We can continue drawing it out. So I'm going to find my line here, and I'm just going to start drawing it out without lifting up my brush. And you can go slow. Doesn't matter a whole lot. If you go slow and you put enough on, you don't have to go back and paint that at all. Okay, it's already done. A lot of people want to go back and back brush things, and all it does is wipe the paint back off the wall. Okay, so I'm going to get here, I'm going to find my line, I'm going to bend those bristles, and you just start painting along. Okay, until you run out of paint, and then you re-dip, and go for paint some more. So after we cut, we're going to roll the wall. So I'm going to put a little bit of paint a little bit farther away from the trim, so the roller doesn't hit the trim. But in particular with painting lines, you want to really make sure that you draw out those lines really good by keeping your brush on the wall as long as you can. And you should be able to get some pretty sharp hand-cut lines that are usually suitable for most people. So what we're going to talk about next week is if you're not happy with a hand-cut line, you can use tape. The problem with tape is a lot of times paint can flow behind the tape and your line is worthless. So what we'll do is we'll show you how to use tape and have a very sharp line without any paint bleeding behind it. So we'll see you next week. Any comments on or any questions are certainly welcome. We'll see you next week.